Well, this is the Shepherd from WeLoveMetal.com, and we are talking with Greg today from Allegaeon. Thank you, first and foremost, for speaking to our readers and your fans.
You don't have to thank me. I'm about to get to talk about myself for like a half hour or so. Thank you.
That's a refreshing way to start an interview. I enjoy that. A lot of people are talking about the new album, and I guess it's probably a great place to start. And one of the coolest things right off the bat is just the unbelievable job you guys have done covering the Rush Classic. Can you talk about why you chose Subdivisions and how that all came about?
Sure. Last record, I guess that's the perfect way to start this. So last record, when we wanted to, we're trying to get our album released in Europe, in Japan. And everybody knows Japan always gets bonus tracks. So they need that for their economy, if anybody's wondering why they actually need it. So we also, last time, Europe wanted a whole bunch of bonus tracks. So we went in and we were like, we need to record some bonus stuff so we can get our album released in these other countries. And the only tune we had ever covered in our history has been When Satan Rules His World by Deicide. And we played that at 2 shows, and it was just fun. We just love Deicide. So we were like, cool, we can just do that. We already know it. And then Riley joined the band, and he could sing. So we were like, well, that opens up our options a lot more. And he's like, dude, let's do some prog instead. And I was like, okay, now you're talking, because I've been wanting to do Yes for a long time, because I'm a huge Yes fan. And I don't know maybe it was Riley that said Rush. And of course, Brandon, our drummer, he's like, yeah, I want to play Neil Peart, because that'll... So then it was... I don't remember how. I knew I didn't want to do anything from like Moving Pictures or Spirit of the Radio, just because. I mean, everybody knows those songs, and it's like, let's just play it safe. Let's do a song maybe not too many people know, so we push it. It'll be all right. But I really loved Signals. And we also, we did 2 Rush covers, because we did for both countries, or both territories. We did Animate, too, off of Counterparts. And so when I turned in the demos, Metal Blade loved Subdivision so much, they basically said, we don't want to give this away. We want to put this on the record. And I was like, that begs the question, well, what are we going to do for Japan then? It didn't end up mattering because Japan, I guess, records aren't selling there anyway, so they kind of killed it. Anyway, so it didn't really matter. And then Animate, Metal Blade wanted to keep Animate too, so Animate will come out at some point, maybe next year, as just like a one-off single. But so that's really how it came about. It was trying to come up with extra stuff to give to all these other countries.
Yeah, sorry, excuse me. Yeah, I get so excited. The first time I heard it, I thought, what a major undertaking, especially for the drummer, right? Because that's following Neil is something that's got to be difficult. But you guys just do such an incredible job of it. And what I think probably struck out to me the most is it just shows such a stark contrast in kind of a wider range of ability for you guys than it's because it's so. In a way, in a foreign land, if you will, not obviously geographically, but from kind of a death metal or tech death metal feel to that song, and that you guys can do both. That's got to be pretty rare, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that was actually part of the reason that I was worried about it, because there's so many reasons why I was worried about it. One is, can you cover Rush? Is that okay? It's Rush, it's like it's a band that is basically gods of prog rock, and that people that don't like Rush, generally they're small and they just don't like Geddy's voice, and that's usually how it goes. But the number of population that actually loves Rush is pretty huge. Like, a lot of people love this band, so to do it I fully expected people to be storming my house with pitchforks and torches when it came out. And the other thing, one of the other reasons was like, are fans going to be accepting of it? Because there is no screaming in it; it's all singing. And then the other thing is, do I really want to become famous for covering another person's song? That's done now.
So you guys had a lot of thought put into it. That's that's good to hear, because it is a major undertaking. When we talk about Proponent for Sentience, which is the new album that's coming out, I believe the 23rd, is that true, of September?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Proponent for Sentience. I guess my first question when I knew that I had a chance to talk to you is, are you a sentient being, and how would you know?
Wow, that is an amazing question. I mean, I'd like to think that I'm aware of my, my existence, and that I make my own decisions. But what if we're all holograms?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I love the title of the album. I'm, kind of a word geek myself, and when I saw the title, I thought, wow, that's something that some people are going to get and cherish and love and think about and reflect, and some people won't get it at all. And I thought but it says, to me, maybe I'm stating it, but it feels like it says a lot about who you guys are intellectually and maybe spiritually. Is that true?
Well, I mean, it was for me, the title is twofold. There's a dichotomy within the title. So the album's all based on the Stephen Hawking pair of interviews that he did with the BBC and one with John Oliver. And in these interviews, he was just talking about his theories on what would happen if artificial intelligence got to the stage where they became sentient and what would happen at that point. Because evolution in a biological life form takes hundreds of years, to catch up through our genes that we learn to have other behavior. With a non-biological life form that can replicate itself, it can literally, be instantaneous. So the possibilities of us being overrun in, the foreseeable future is a very, big possibility. So with the title, one side of the coin is, I'm a proponent for sentience so that they would help humanity, right? In exploration and medicine and all the basically good attributes for humankind. On the other side of the coin is very misanthropic. It's, humanity is kind of wicked in a lot of ways, and maybe we don't deserve to still be here. And maybe that's where the extermination comes in. The machines basically decide, you are a hazard to this planet and to the life that exists on it. We need to remove you. And that's what the chorus says, and they overwrite the 3 laws of robotics to do that.
There's with bands that have your, I guess I'd say, creative sense, but in a very intellectual way, in a very environmentally conscious way. I think about what you guys are doing, and I can't wait to hear the whole album and really get into it. But it makes me think of bands like Cattle Decapitation with the Anthropocene extinction. Do you think that it takes a special listener to truly get what bands like you guys are all about?
I don't, I think that's a case-by-case basis. Do you know what I mean? And it's so largely based on opinion and what each person, vibrates with them, That's funny you bring up Cattle Decapitation. I mean, I love that band so much. They're so good. Just the evolution of their music from, straight grindcore to kind of what they are now, which, I almost consider them the most extreme melodic death metal band in history.
Wow.
Just because, I don't even think that they fit into the category of melodic death metal at all. Just now with Travis's new singing style, it's so amazing, and so I think it's groundbreaking that it kind of there's a melodic twist to what he does. Not that he's singing, but it kind of breaks into that melodic framework. So they're extreme death metal, but, there's that melodic tinge to it. So the most extreme melodic death metal band on the planet. I mean, hands down for me. There's the history of Cavity Cap is very much like a grindcore and his a lot of horror and like gore in their lyrics. See it all through their Travis's kind of like pro environment and his stances. It's a very cool twist on it. For us, I mean, there's not really a message, so to speak. I mean, just like we sing about science. I mean, that really is fascinating to us, and just the learning aspect of what science represents is so stimulating to me as a person. That, I mean, that's what we write about. I mean, it's just the constant learning to better humanity is so. I mean, it's kind of lofty in one way, and it's kind of blowhardy in another way. It's kind of putting into these terms. I'm like, you're so full of shit. But I mean, boil it down. I mean, it's like these topics is all about us, like expanding our knowledge of how we came to be here, which is, I mean, whatever religious or your belief system are, it's a lofty thought process anyway. So whatever you put your faith in, I think that's, at least it's good intentions anyway.
Let's talk a little bit about Riley McShane, the change in vocalist, and how has that been for you guys as a band? And I guess just let's start with that. How has that transformation been, or that transition, if you will?
I mean, painless. I mean, I'm extremely grateful for Riley. I mean, we've been friends. Riley and I have been friends for, almost 7 years right now. I mean, I met him in 2010. Yeah, so we're coming up on 7 years, and they were on tour with Wretched, and they came through Denver. And I just went to the show. I'd never heard Son of a Rage before. I heard they were amazing, and I was a big fan of Wretched, so I went to see Wretched, and Son of a Rage was amazing. And I was like, hey guys, do you want a place to crash tonight? Just gonna take a shower, do some laundry. And they stayed at my place, and I've been friends with them ever since. And and we've just Riley and I have bonded over like Mongolian throat singing and stuff. I didn't even know he could do it. And I found he could do it, and I was like totally nerded out. I was like, dude, there's no way you can do that. And like, and then he showed me, I'm like, oh my God, get me a monkey costume. I want to show you off to people. I'm like, show him, do it now. And I mean, yeah, so talented. It's to find a guy that I can have a musical conversation with is it's hard. It's really hard. It's like, hey man, it used to be like I throw out the terminology. I mean, it's when you go and you have a classical education, you have all these terminologies that you have to learn so you can communicate with other musicians, and then you get thrown into a metal atmosphere with people that haven't been brought up that way. And they look at you like you're from Mars when you're trying to communicate. And it was hard for me, especially to like move backwards on that, to try to, because they, think you're a tool, because like you can't communicate what you're trying to say, and you're trying to do your damnedest, like this is what, these are the terms that this is what it means, and Riley, it's just like to communicate with him is just easy, and like to have a singer that can do everything. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that I can think of musically that he can't reproduce. I mean, we'll be, like, me and Mike and Corey will be warming up. Brandon sitting his pad in the corner, and I hear Riley down the hall singing Andre Bocelli. You know what I mean? It's just like, hell yeah, all right, man. Like, it's time to go to work, And a lot of people don't realize it gets lost in a lot of people's minds that we are musicians. We just happen to play metal, but we love, everything. It shouldn't be a big surprise in Allegiant's case. I play classical guitar on every record. I'm a huge opera fan. We love funk. We love all these types of music. There's some country shitters out there, like Brad Paisley, that just are unbelievable. And it's they're good music and it's good. We like it. We haven't. Our last singer wore a Lady Gaga shirt. Lady Gaga ripped, dude. If you haven't seen her play piano, she's a shredder. And if they have talent, it's just something you like. You're drawn to it, and to be with a guy that can have all these techniques and all these weapons at our disposal to use. It's just so awesome. I can't say enough good things about Riley.
Yeah, well, you've said a lot, and that really speaks to your special relationship, and hopefully, and I'm sure we're all going to benefit from that. For people that are excited about the new album, what excites you the most about this new album, about Proponent for Sentience? Excuse me.
It's really hard for me to be, level-headed about the new record, just because we've been involved in it for so long. The songs are just coming out now, but we finished the record in March. You know what I mean? And then the record, we finished writing it 6 months before that, and we just couldn't get into the studio till February. So because we've just been so focused on it for so long, I've kind of reached the point where I'm just I can't tell you if it's good or not. You know what I mean? I'm just, my perspective is completely washed out. I'm excited just for people to hear new songs. We've been working on them. I can tell. It's hard for me to have a clear head about it, but I don't think it sucks. You know what I mean? I think we can do better. I think I've thought that every record. I'm this is good, but we can do better than this.
That's great that you push yourself like that. We play Allegiant and a lot of great death metal on our Death Metal Den radio show, and now we finally play some new stuff. My last question for you, because I know your time is valuable. How about live shows? How can fans access you? How can they get to know you and what you guys do on stage?
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Sure, yeah. I'm just basically asking about tours and what the tour plans are and how people can come see you and where they can come see you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we leave in 2 weeks to head out with the Cavalieras. They're doing their Maxim Igor celebrating, I think it's 20 years of Roots, the Sepultura record Roots. And so we're on that. We're on a lot of the dates on that. In the middle of that tour, we're breaking off from the tour and we're going to go play Ozfest, which is very exciting for us. We get to play with Black Sabbath before they retire, and Meister and Megadeth and Opeth and Suicidal Tendencies, and it's kind of a dream come true for us. And then when that's over, I think we're going to stay in LA and do another music video, which we're overloading. But hopefully the record will be out by then, so it'll be. I think we're going to have 2 more music videos launched before the record even comes out, and then we'll do one for after it comes out. And then after that, we have a couple weeks off, which we're going to all go back to Illinois and work on Brandon's farm. So we're going to be pumpkin farmers for a week before we head to Canada, which will be really fun. I'm sure. Even if we hate it, we only have to do that for a week, but it sounds really fun. Do manual labor for a week and get paid. And we'll video it. Allegiant the farmers.
I got to ask, because I live in Illinois, if I can come hang out with you guys at a pumpkin farm, that'd be something I've never done. What, are you going to be in the northern part, central, southern?
Yeah, it's in central, Beardstown.
Beardstown, okay. You're a little bit away from me, it's a big state, but I've never heard that before.
Yeah, the more the merrier.
There you go. Well, thank you so much.
And
what's that?
Oh, I was just going to say, and then we're off to Canada to finish up the tour. I know we have another tour coming in November, which I can't announce yet, but yeah, we're going to be busy for the rest of the year.
Oh man, so there's a lot on tap. So you fans of Allegaeon out there, they got a new album, plenty of tour dates, pumpkin farming. It's unreal. You got it all out there. That's awesome. Man, I really hope you enjoy your time with Max Cavalera. I got to talk to him when he was in Milwaukee about a year ago, and what a special individual, what an ambassador for heavy music. So, and I hope you get to spend some time with him. Any parting words you'd like to say to the fans, the readers?
Oh, just thank you so much, and keep rocking out.
Will do. Thanks for your time, and then I can't wait to hear the new album. We will definitely review it, and that'll be coming, I believe, in about a week to 10 days. I was the lucky one to draw that. Actually, I requested it, so I'm going to be digesting that, and we'll be posting that soon. So it's the Legion all the time here on We Love Metal. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
You bet. Bye now.
Bye.